Hey y'all, it's Holly. I had originally planned. I'm on vacation, but I brought my computer with me to record, but I forgot the charger. So phone it is. Great. Either way, um, I you know I said I might not start the Nightmare on Elm Street reviews right away, but why not? I've seen the first three well enough, like so often enough that I could just talk about them without rewatching them. So now it'll be the first one. First one, um, I do really like. I would probably put it up there like in the top five, top three, maybe even. Um, it is one of those things that of course, change stuff. I would say that it's unique in that there are not too many like it. Like with Jason, like with Friday 13th and Halloween, um, and even to a lesser extent, kind of Chucky. There were um, copycats and like style similarities with other movies, but Freddy never got that treatment. Um, sort of. Ice Cream Man, the new one, kind of crimped a little bit from it, but the whole idea of like a dream killer, is pretty unique to that. Um, the general like story like the background of it with Wes Craven being inspired by like stories of Humong, I think, refugees dying in their sleep kind of thing and say like nightmares and stuff is interesting. Um, of course it's one of those things that like it sounds fake to me. But like it's one of like it's so often repeated that it's like okay, I'm pretty sure it's not, but it does sound that way. Um, I say a lot. Much like the Friday 13th movies, I do believe that these ones also have the series also has a like memorable kill for each movie, at least one memorable kill for each movie. And this one does set the groundwork with two, for sure. I mean, you can argue almost all of them are, but this one definitely Tina's death, like where she's going up on the wall and the ceiling and stuff, is rather memorable. And of course, the most memorable one is Glenn's. Glenn's is probably the most memorable death within the whole series itself. Uh, and for good reason. I do like the version they went with than the like planned one, where like the planned one, the cut one, or whatever, Glenn's body comes back up and lands on the bed. But I like the just geyser and then the mom just seeing it kind of thing. Uh, I mentioned this a bit in the Friday 13th, like the Freddy versus Jason review, but um, and I'll get into it definitely in the sequels. But maybe I'm just reading the first movie differently from anyone else, but I like the idea that you don't know for sure if it was Freddy, like doing the things that the parents thought he did. Um, because the way that Nancy's mom describes it is like he killed kids, like we killed him kind of thing, like kids went missing kind of thing. But like you don't know 100% at that time whether or not he was the real person. There's hints that he may have not been, but he also could have been, and he's just getting revenge on the kids to punish the parents. Now, definitely in the first one, they do not really hint that he's also a enjoyer, let's say, of children, which is something that I don't really like that they added on because it's like, yeah, he's already evil enough. You don't need to do that, especially once they start making him a bit more jokey and like fun and like the hero, not the hero, like the main character, let's say, um, with the later ones. It's like, okay, now we're rooting and like cheering for this kind of person. And when it was just like, okay, he's a murderer, like, bad, that's bad enough, right? But I kind of get it too, but I really think, like, especially after the second one, and the importance of the second one, and all that the second one's about, and then the everything else, making him into that kind of person is a little off. Granted, I could be reading too much into it, but the fact that he was a big '80s killer during the Reagan years, making him one that targets children after the second one being crazy gay is a choice that I didn't think they thought like too deeply on, but there is something there, at least to me. Um, I the ending is very interesting to me too, in that you don't know if like it's real or not, which I guess is the point. Where like Nancy's mom dies, sort of, but then the car turns into Freddy kind of thing. Of course, that's not the case within the third movie. Um, and I kind of get why they did that, but it's definitely like one of those ones. It's like it has a similar effect within Friday 13th's first movie's ending, where it's like, what was the deal with that? Because if it was a real nightmare, then he should have done it. If that was just a random dream where he had no powers, then that's odd too. Um, but yeah, this one, of course, is a classic. I would say it's if it set the groundwork for anything, it would have been like the snarky killers, which you don't really see until the '90s when Wes Craven does it again with Scream. Um, I mean, you see it a bit with Chucky and Leprechaun, so there is a little bit there, but it's not as prevalent as the silent one that Jason and Michael brought to the table. But yeah, I like this one well enough. It's not my favorite. My favorite we'll get to. Um, but yeah.